pulsing under your teeth. All right, let's do an audio clap. 3, 2, 1. You were weird. Okay. You ready to start this?
I'm ready.
For the second time?
For the second time.
For the second
We're
time.
We're going to post this one.
Yes, this one's going to be for real. For realsies. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Passion Project. I am back. My name is Daniel. I am your host for the Passion Project. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Passion Project, it is basically I like to interview a lot of individuals, talented individuals, whether they are in art, music, photography, video, fashion, anything that makes them feel unique, that makes them feel like they've done something not only for themselves but for the community, and they're showing that they're actually doing things to better life in general. Question mark? I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to find out. So today I have Jules Nesby here with me as my guest. How's it going, Jules?
Hi, it's going good. Thank you so much for having me today.
So I just want to point out for those who guys are listening or watching, we did try to record this podcast episode a while ago. This was way back when, I want to say a couple months in advance last year. For those of you who don't know or know what's going on behind the screen, we are dating. We are in a relationship together. And the last episode, I didn't really want to say a whole lot because we were at that stage of figuring things out. But she's my girlfriend now. I'm her boyfriend. But that doesn't mean this episode is going to be different. I'm not going to treat her differently. I'm still going to treat you as like a normal interviewer, someone I'm going to just get to know again, and hopefully our audience and your supporters out there gets to know about you. So, Jules, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Jules Nesby. I've been in Florida for about 11 years now. I've been modeling for about 6. Oh, modeling though. I did not grow up wanting to be a model. I grew up wanting to be a teacher.
Really?
Yes.
What subject?
Biology.
Biology?
High school biology.
Oh yeah,
specific.
you're a science girl.
Yeah. Science and math, or STEM.
Do you always get A's in science?
I did.
Really?
Yes.
Or were you like the one that likes to sit in the front of the class and be like, teacher, I have the answer?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You sure? Sounds like you're hating.
I mean, you gotta be a nerd, but it's okay. It's a good thing my nerd is hot.
Oh my God. No, so yeah, I love biology. So when I was in high school, I transferred schools to be a part of their teaching academy. So
really, is it like a private class or a private school?
It's a public school.
Oh, but they have like advanced classes to teach more.
Yeah, more specific classes for that. So that was an elective. It was the teaching academy. So originally I went to Lehigh Senior High School, and that is the School of the Arts. Nice. And I loved music. I was in the orchestra. I wanted to be in the choir, so I just did musical. Yes, I was musical theater.
Musical theater? I don't think you've ever told me that.
Show. Yeah, Hairspray. I was part of Hairspray. Yeah.
That's interesting. That might be something we're going to have to dive in a little later.
Oh, God.
So, that's cool. Now, I know this isn't your first time doing a podcast. You've done other podcasts before. You have a little bit of experience being in podcasts and talking to people and being in this. Has this ever felt kind of weird for you doing this?
Like just about who I am?
Yeah, and just like doing something completely different that you've never done before?
Yeah, of course. Just like anything. But I mean, it's the first time for everything, so I'm always down to try new things, and this is one of the things.
Now you said teaching was something that you mainly wanted to do. What was the reason that you stopped doing that?
I stopped doing it when I decided that this is my life and I get to choose what I want to do. So
you're saying the teaching wasn't your choice?
No, it was my choice, but I knew that I always wanted to model and get into the fashion industry, as well as being an entrepreneur. So teaching is still in my heart. I am currently a Girl Scout leader. I'm getting ready to open my etiquette school, and that includes teaching. Like, I love the youth. Youth development is very important to me and just my passion. So it's still in me to teach, but I'm really just
but you
leaning on the arts, you know,
Yeah,
and focusing on the arts and getting kids to understand that self-love and, you know, that's self-empowerment in them. So
nice. So let me pull up my notes really quick because I know we already talked about it, but we want to make sure I'm prepared for this. So I want to dive to the past, obviously. Okay. I want to start from back when we got to meet each other.
Okay.
Now, we initially met through a mutual friend of ours, Sharitha Davis. Yes. For those of you who don't know Sharitha Davis, she is the owner of Roses from Concrete Public Relations. She does a lot of social media marketing, and she's a really amazing person through and through. She's really awesome. We actually met because I was helping Sharitha film a commercial for one of her clients, and I guess she decided, hey, I have this amazing model that would love to act in your video. And I said, yeah, let's bring her in. So, you know, here comes this girl with the bright yellow jacket with the Enjoy. Shout out to Sainka.
Yes.
And, you know, she came in. It was me, another videographer, Mikey. Shout out to Mikey. We were filming. I think actually that video was mainly for Mikey to do. And I think I just came to help, if I remember. Yeah, so I think that's how we met. Oh, wasn't I also wearing an Enjoy shirt?
Yes, you were, the pink one.
Yeah, wow. See, that's crazy. See, Sainka, you just bring 2 and 2 together. That's awesome. So yeah, so we met.
You're gonna have to post a picture. I have a picture. Yeah.
If I can add it, I'll try to add it so you guys can see it. But so yeah, we met through a mutual friend, Sharitha. We were creating content together. Yes. Before we met though, I actually seen that you were in a fashion show not too long ago. And then, so this is what technically, fashion show. Yeah. This was technically my first fashion show that I've got to experience myself. So it wasn't something that I thought was going to play out. I don't want to get too much into it because I just don't like throwing shade at people. But for those who know, you know, it was a really bad show. Basically the designer himself wasn't pulling his weight for the whole show. And Sharitha was there. She helped take care of everything. She led all the girls walking. I was one of the videographers / photographers there at the time, taking pictures and doing video. So yeah, I mean, tell me your experience about that. Like, how did you feel about doing, like, have you ever had a show that kind of failed that badly?
Not that badly. The show above that one was the one when we were in New York. And the owner wasn't even at the show.
Yeah,
that was crazy. But the show still went on.
Yes,
and everyone in the crowd was very supportive and, you know, made sure that show happened, you know.
Definitely. We'll dive deep into that so you guys get to know about that.
Yeah, but the original one was definitely a learning experience.
Nice.
And it was something that needed to happen, I feel like, for me to be able to tell my story and me to be able to guide models who are looking to become a model but don't know how to be cautious. So
let me ask you this: before that fashion show, how many fashion shows have you experienced before then?
Nothing like that at all. But
well, I mean, like for just like being in shows in general. Like, how many shows have you been in?
Yeah, a lot of.
Give me a number.
Okay. Like,
because a lot can range from 5
but
to
I've
maybe
done
15.
Like a lot of mini shows. So like, say it was for someone's little boutique or someone who just wants to do a pop-up shop, you know. But I always, and I wish I still had that drive, but because of the etiquette in Miss Africana, I focus so much on that I don't. And
it takes a lot of time away.
Yes, time and money. When I tell you, I was. Oh my gosh. Like, I was spending my check specifically on driving to Miami, driving to Tampa, driving to wherever I had to drive to do a job that wasn't even paid.
And isn't that crazy to think about too? Like, models don't actually get paid. I mean, let me rephrase that. I think more of the smaller fashion shows don't pay models. I know, obviously, the bigger shows have to pay their models because a lot of these models are very well known.
Yes, it really depends. Oh, like the ones that are well known.
Yeah, like the big
trending models,
big models, the big shows.
It's all about, I feel like right now, being an influencer, like having those numbers on social media so that you can basically promote the brand that you
close
have.
To the mic?
Yeah, am I quiet?
Okay.
So I just think that Yes. Okay. So you have to check out the productions before you even join it to see or know if you're going to be paid. Because obviously the bigger productions like Art Hard or New York Fashion Week, the main production, or Seven Runway, you don't get paid for those. You don't get paid for those. Some of them you have to pay to be a part of it. For the application.
And to them,
to
it's all opportunity, really. It's like exposure, basically free exposure.
TME is big on saying it's for exposure, and then you have to sell so many tickets in order to be a part of that show.
Which is crazy, because I feel like with that, you have to build a fandom, or you just have to have friends or somebody that's just willing, hey, I'll support you and buy a ticket, you know?
Right.
But I know stuff like that can be very hard to do.
Right. And I don't want to get too much off topic or go too deep into it, but I know that when you do bigger shows, you have to come on as far as networking. You know what I'm saying? Or else it's going to be almost a waste for you to have gone all that way or spent all that money on it. But I don't know. It has its pros and cons, and you have to be the one to say, okay, like, I don't need to do this anymore. It's time for me to get paid. You know?
Do you remember your first fashion show?
Yeah, of course.
You want to talk about that?
My first fashion show, yes. my first fashion show was when I was 15. It was Art Walks the Runway.
Nice.
Sydney and Burns Center. Yes. My first one ever. Oh my gosh. That's when I realized I wanted to model. I was like, this is what I want to do, but I wasn't like, this is going to be my life. Right? So it was a hobby. I was like, I love this feeling. I love being on the stage. I was another person. I had this confidence because growing up, I was really quiet. I was the shy kid. Like, everyone just knew me as the tall, quiet girl. Like, literally. Yeah, the tall, quiet girl. I always just had A's and B's, but, you know, like, good grades. So when I hit that stage, that just broke me.
Did you do fashion runways before you started actually, like doing normal modeling photos?
What do you mean?
Like you know, just, like, doing...
Photo shoots?
Yeah, photo shoots, stuff like that. Like, did you... you did the runway before doing photo shoot type modeling?
It all started with the photo shoot. My sister, she does hair. And she was a part of this hair salon, no longer a part of it now, but she worked at a hair salon and they were doing a photo shoot for their stylist.
Nice.
And I was one of the models. Yes, and I was 15 at the time. And the photographer, Charlene, shout out to Charlene, she was the one that introduced me to Art Walks the Runway, introduced me to Melissa. And ever since then, I was in their fashion show every year.
Nice. She probably looked at you, so... This 15-year-old kid here, she's got spunk. I think she could hit the modeling runway.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I absolutely love Melissa. You know, we build a relationship. Every time I see her, it's always, you know, really good and positive vibes. So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Now, I know you've done different modeling shows around the world. You've even done some out of country, which is really exciting. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? What was your... When and where was your first international fashion show?
My first international fashion show was in Peru. It was last year in September, I want to say. So September of 2023.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like right after we came back from
New York.
The New York trip, yep.
Wait, or was that 2022? Because this year we went to New York and I didn't go to Peru.
Oh man,
so that was 2022.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was.
See, got into too much. I didn't even do any other international trips since then, which is a huge letdown.
But still, like, regardless, you have that experience now that you've traveled to a different country.
But when you have a title, you have to live up to it. So I don't like saying that I'm an international model, just because I am not constantly doing work internationally, and I've only done that, and now looking back, it's like almost 2 years. Not almost 2 years, but, you know, it's a year ago. And I just feel like if you have a title, you have to live up to that title, or else you can't call yourself that.
So you're just a normal fashion model?
Yeah, I'm a fashion model, but I'm an aspiring international model. I have an experience working in Peru, and I'm looking to do more international work. Nice. Yeah.
Well, what would you say is the most scariest thing within doing fashion modeling, like fashion runways?
You have to take risk. Every single gig that you do, it's a risk. It's a chance. It's an experience, and every time I'm on set, it's with a new group of people. So it's that social anxiety you have to conquer.
I bet.
It's that self-confidence you have to establish. But once you have all of that, you know, kind of in control, then I don't know, the fear kind of goes away, and it's just life. It's just your job.
Because I remember when I got to watch you guys do your casting show one time, that when you do your walks for the designers, each of these designers have to like basically decide and pick if they want you for their show. So like, has that ever felt very intimidating? Like, do you guys usually, I guess I'm not saying you in plural, but you specifically, like, have you ever had to like, do you like to stare at the designers, or do you try to look over them, not looking at their eyes while they're staring down at you?
Right. So, oh my gosh, yeah, that is true, because like if you stare at them, you feel like you can like make a connection with them through sight, but but no, I'm not usually nervous at that point. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I know even if they say no after seeing me walk, I'm still going to go up to them to introduce myself, you know, because maybe you didn't like my walk, but I want to know what I could have changed so that you do like my walk.
That's smart.
And then I show them that, and then they're like, oh, like, I need you for my collection, you know, or something like that. So
that's a good idea. So
it's about being persistent.
So for those who are trying to get into modeling, fashion runways, just know that, like, just because they decide not to pick you, at least go up to the designers and ask them what you do to do better.
Right.
How can you be better, you know?
Yeah, definitely how can you be better, but obviously don't be a bug.
Yes.
Don't be a gnat, you know, always
don't
in their
harass
ear
them.
trying to like get in the show.
Why did you pick me?
Right.
No,
but
don't do that.
Like,
it's immature.
Yeah, like if you don't if you don't this time, then you can possibly next time.
Definitely.
And, it's just about building relationships with people who don't want you initially. So
that's cool. So I'm not gonna lie, like this has been I think this has been a new experience for me, because I've never done a whole lot of fashion shows. And like recently, now that I've been hanging out with you guys and Sharitha, and like I've been getting more involved in the fashion shows, which has been really fun. It's okay. All right.
Right? Like, damn.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's nothing that we can not figure out. So we are back now, and we got shit going on the roll. I just cussed the first time right there. We're good on time. Okay, making sure. All right, cool. Awesome. So going back to what we were talking about before. So this was my first time getting to get involved in the whole fashion industry myself, and I think for me, it's brought a different love of taking fashion photos. Not to mention, like, I get to do it with you, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. Like, guys, if you don't know, like, it's an amazing experience knowing that you're a photographer and your girlfriend's a model. So like we can do photo shoots literally whenever we want. Like we have a whole room with different backdrops and light setups and all that, so we get to experiment, and it's a blessing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to have you in my life, and you've taught me a lot, and I know I'm teaching you some things about photography, so it's a good little balance for both of us. I know when we went to New York together, the first time New York, it was a very fun experience for the both of us. I think that was when I was still getting to know you. Yeah. I met John A for the first time there. Shout out to John A.
Aww,
it's really awesome. And it was a sponsored trip from Sharitha, Roses from Concrete. And it was a opportunity experience. For those of you who don't know, I actually got to make a cool little documentary. I guess it's considered like a mini documentary because it's only like 22 minutes. But I made a mini documentary called Opportunity that you guys can now see on my YouTube channel. I'll add the link down into the description so you guys can check it out. But pretty much we give off the opportunities to each other, help each other out, and kind of tell our stories in a way of, 3 small individual creator influencers going to the Big Apple and just making a name for ourselves. That's when I met one of the photographers there, Jonathan. I actually met him before meeting you guys, which was a really fun experience. I never got to do that. Yeah. But it was really cool. I loved it. I was really grateful. It was a very interesting trip, especially, just the traveling and just us getting to know each other more. And I don't know if have you done a lot of like traveling with groups of people, or do you usually travel by yourself?
No, just solo.
Really?
Yeah.
So does it feel different when you travel with people that you may or may not know?
Yes, very different. It's funner, yes, but it's also more constructed and constricted.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all have a set schedule, so y'all usually follow that.
And itineraries.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you're by yourself, it's just like, number one, you learn a lot about yourself. And number two, you have the opportunity to just explore. Like,
Seriously.
You're there,
do whatever
you wake up
want.
in the morning and literally do whatever you want.
Yes. And that was fun. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We got to meet a lot of really talented models, different individuals there. Yeah. They actually had their fashion show on the Times Square, which is crazy because it's literally in the heart, kind of like in the heart of New York, and everybody is driving by, everybody's watching you guys. So like, how did that feel? Like, how did it feel doing a runway walk on Times Square? Like, that's got to be surreal.
It really is. It really is. And it was see, I'm just tripping up on my words. Okay. And see, it really is. So it's like, seriously, Chad.
Don't look at him. don't look at him.
Sorry, you're gonna have to edit. I know you don't want to edit. That's the whole point of the switchboard.
We'll see.
Don't do me like that. Okay, so yes, it's a blessing to be able to do that and walk in Times Square. I think the main thing is finding your focal point, whether it's someone you know in the crowd or one of the photographers or all the photographers.
So who was your focal point at the first show?
My first show, my focal point was Jonathan. It was Jonathan, and were you near Jonathan?
Yeah, I was actually right next to him.
You were? Mm-hmm. I know you were the second time. Mm-hmm. I know where you were the second time, of course. But the first time...
I wasn't even in her presence.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's okay.
But the
I get it.
first time, yes, it was Jonathan and then the rest of the photographers. Because usually when you do shows like that or any shows that you're doing for experience or exposure, you want to make sure that you're looking at all the cameras so that you make sure you get a shot from each photographer, like at least a good shot, because you never know what they're going to do with it, Mm-hmm. And say that it's an iconic shot, it can go viral. Like anything can go viral. So, yeah.
That must be fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was definitely a really cool experience, especially when all of us, well, I know for me, speaking for myself, it was my first time being in New York. Mm-hmm. And getting to get out of my comfort zone, it was a very fun experience for me because I got to do a lot of different things. I got to see the Big Apple for the first time, and then when we went to our second time there, it was even a lot more exciting because we had less restrictions and we got to do a little bit more things. I got to do more photo shoots, which was fun. But it was really great personally just to get away from the small town here. Mm-hmm. I mean, Fort Myers is not that small, but our town, moving on to a different city, it was a very, very surreal feeling, and I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to be a part of that, and I'm glad that I got to watch you grow and take on these amazing challenges to see, because it's really fun, like I said.
Thank you. And it's nice watching you grow as well, because I know that you were not closed off from the world, but like just not as exposed to
I was
the
an
world.
introvert. Just say it. I'm an introvert, guys.
I don't want to say
I'm
that.
an introvert.
I don't want to say that because like you have a fire in you that's like ready to explore, ready to travel. But
I'm a Gemini.
Then you found, is that what that is?
I don't know. I'm
is
just.
That how they are?
I don't know. You zodiac people, you tell me. Like I'm a Gemini, so I always wondered if like I have two different sides of me. Like I have a personality. Mm-hmm. I have two different personalities where one side I can be very much closed-minded. I'm like to myself. Mm-hmm. I'm doing my own thing, and I like to not be around a bunch of people. Where I have another side of me where if I have a camera, I want to travel and see things and capture things. Mm-hmm. And if I find people who are very like-minded like myself, then I open up like a butterfly.
Yeah.
And I talk.
Yeah.
I talk and get to know people. I learn a lot as much as I can, which is It's
and
cool.
I can see that.
I'm definitely getting better with my social interactions with people, because I know it's a new era for people, and everybody has different types of I don't know if demeanor is probably the right word to use, but like everyone just moves differently now. Back then, how it back was in the almost early 2000s. But yes, it was a really fun experience. I loved it. I want to move on with the. Let me see. Give me a second.
It's okay.
Now I know you said that modeling is obviously not going to be your main source of income. You said
Yeah.
you are doing other things. What would you say? Like, is there? I guess for the people that want to get to modeling, but they know that modeling isn't going to help them create that source of revenue or that income, passive income, or just some kind of income. You have to obviously have part-time jobs. You have to have side jobs to be able to support yourself, your living.
Right.
I'm assuming you've done something like that, because you said you can't live off of just being a model.
Right.
So
unless you like just get discovered and all of a sudden you're on, the big designers runway shows. They're getting bookings with these major brands, like $1,000 campaigns.
What would you say is like a good advice, I guess, for someone that wants to pursue the modeling, but obviously needs to figure out a way to still create income for themselves?
Yeah, of course. So I would definitely say to, get a job that's a little bit more flexible or part-time. If you're still living with your parents, that's good, because that's one less thing you have to spend money on, every month. If you have your car payments, I would suggest getting a cash car so you don't have to have car payments.
Yes.
But once you pay it off, of course, just stick to your car for a little while. Don't be quick to get another car payment, because
don't get that new car.
Challenging. Yeah, it can be a little challenging, especially when you're younger, like me. So I'm 21, and I really hate to say it, because I feel like I'm pulling a card when I say that I'm 21 or that I'm younger, because I just don't see that as an excuse. I'm really disappointed I'm not further in life.
And that's
and a lot of people are like, well, you're young. I'm like, no,
but
I'm
are
still.
though. That's the thing. You are still young. You still have years and years ahead of you to figure things out.
I know.
Like,
But we have so many resources. I'm just like, there's no reason why I'm this far behind. I need to push harder. I need to stay up later. I need to do extra hours.
Today what's the phrase? Tomorrow's never promised. So things can always change the next day.
That's true.
Tomorrow could be a better future for yourself. You never know. Right. You could actually get signed by Dolce and Gabbana or like some Vogue magazine or something. I don't know, like something crazy. You just never know. That's things true. Could actually take off and notice yourself. But that's what the great thing about life itself is, that we're growing up and we're learning now, like you said, ourselves. We're learning about what we enjoy and what we could do to be better.
Right.
Unlike myself, who grew up and didn't do a whole lot with my life. When I literally graduated from high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to just jump right into the work jobs, because I didn't want to go to college. And when I wanted to go into college, it was just for music, and I was told music was never going to get me a career in life. I was never going to make money. So it took me, I want to say 2021 maybe, until I got to maybe 2019 probably is when I got to finally figure out, photography and video is a passion, is something that I really enjoy. So that's why I say there's always time for you to learn and grow. I've heard even people from their 40s and 50s would end up quitting or retiring from their old jobs to find a new passion, So there's always new things that can help grow and better you, regardless of its income or if it's just a healthier mindset or you just wanted a change in life in general. So
yeah, that's true. So back to, you said how to have income, while you're following your dreams, basically. So definitely have a flexible job.
Unless you're a nurse.
Even a nurse, you can become a travel nurse, but
they make the best money though.
Yes, there are some that are 1099, but there are also others that are, W-2s. So you don't have to worry about taking out taxes and, not having enough at the end of the year or whatever. So Yeah, that's pretty much it. Or to have a part-time job, but definitely always have a job. Always plan ahead. You know, if you're having a dry season, you know, you're not getting as many bookings or as many paid jobs as you'd like or as you need to pay your bills, then make sure that the jobs that you did have, you save enough or, you know, you put enough aside so that when the dry seasons come, you're good. You're covered.
Nice.
So that's really important, and that's what I learned from experience. I mean,
so I wanted to
you're just taught through experience and through others' experiences.
that would make sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about this because I know you probably consider yourself a very old fashioned, even though you're still young. How do you feel about like how a lot of kids now these days, you know, close to your age, your generation, for how the world is transitioning to social media as work? You know, we have a lot of influencers. There's OF people now these days. Like people are finding ways to make money easier through content and just creating these videos or these reels, or Instagram models, you know, who are just posing just for Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like today's society has kind of changed a bit for this generation?
Like, as I've grown.
Yeah.
I could say like
you think it's been easier? Because like back then we had to just work. That's all it is. It's just to find work, and if you get lucky to be a model, that's great.
Right.
But you know, now these days it's easy for anybody to be an influencer. Anybody could be a YouTuber. I mean, you put in the right amount of work, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm gonna say this too. You also have to have certain features that can push you farther. You know, I don't exactly have those features. You know, I do have a little bit of a chiseled chin going on, but you know,
okay,
I'm just not the right look for a lot of people that want to obviously gravitate towards me because of that. But you know how like a lot of the generation, like especially with OnlyFans, like.
Okay.
You know how OnlyFans it's been blowing up. It's been taken by storm. You know, all these women will do nothing but post pictures of themselves. Right. And they don't even have to be a model. No. Like they're posing, you know, or they're just showing little lingerie stuff. Sometimes they even do soft porn.
Yeah.
So like how do you feel about stuff like that, you know?
Well, the question is, how did OnlyFans get to that point? Was it meant to be for like, you know, that type of content?
Not at all.
I didn't think so.
Not at all.
It's crazy how, because of our society, because of the women that we have, unfortunately, in America, it just flipped. And just because it was easy money, people were just quick to run to it. Because if you're not a stripper, you can just do OnlyFans, where you don't have to worry about someone touching you or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you do OnlyFans, it's virtually.
I've heard
you don't even have to meet the people. You can do like video calls with them and such. And nothing against anyone who does it. You know, if that's something you want to do, I mean, that's you. That's just not me. And I just feel like it's becoming distasteful for women in America. It's just like, really.
I've been hearing lately that a lot of OnlyFans women find this as an empowerment for women.
An empowerment
because they see it as where like how you say, like now these days men don't have to hire prostitutes, or they don't have to touch women. Like they can pay for your photos or your videos online now. And you know, these women, or probably men too, they feel more empowered that, you know, they have all the money to themselves and they can do what they want with their body too.
Right.
Like they think that they are, I don't want to say like God, but they feel like they're up there. Like they belong, like Bill Gates and all the higher, you know, because some people are making like millions of dollars in a month.
I mean, they make a good amount of money. That's
which is
what
crazy
I'm saying.
to
If
think
that's
about
what they want to do, it's like you're making your money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not out on the streets. You're not having someone, you know, having sexual interaction with your body. Like it could just be you being sexual with your own body. So I guess I can see how you can say it's self-empowerment, you know, because you're.
But do you feel like like something like this could actually affect like this generation's mindset about
I just don't
life and probably even finding love?
Oh wow. Well, no, I don't see how it can affect a child finding love. I think that it just matures a child's mind before it needs to be matured.
Wait,
and then we
matures who though? The OnlyFans person or
a child's mind? Because okay, we all know that kids are exposed to OnlyFans. They know what OnlyFans is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, kids back in the day, they used to have their little magazines and see porn or whatever, or you know, as time goes on, they would just log into YouTube, maybe like, I don't know, YouTube boobs or something like that. Like,
can you YouTube
I only know
boobs
because
now
I had
days?
younger brothers growing up. But yeah, so I think that just like having OnlyFans so available and like kids having tablets and phones, it's easy for them to access it, and it just matures their mind before it needs to be matured. And now they're ready to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, younger than when they really should be. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and that can cause issues. Like,
do you ever wonder if that
issues, I feel like.
Do you ever wonder if that affects their mindset of what they're expecting? So like
from a girl, like expectations.
Like, so like think for an
social acceptance.
Example, like, you know, a lot of guys when they're younger, they like to look at porn. You know, they'll look up pornos and they'll expect, oh, a girl's gonna be like this.
Right.
When they do it with them, but
they will find out.
But it's different with OnlyFans because it's, you know, this is not really in the adult industry. Right. They're doing their own industry. I guess I don't even know if it's really an industry, but. Like I've been obviously watching a lot of different content or different podcasts. They talk about these subjects where they say like even the OnlyFans women themselves, like they ask them, you know, do they think that they're gonna struggle finding love someday, you know, or will they struggle on finding the right man that will accept them while doing OnlyFans? Like, what do you think about this idea? Like, do you think that women in the OnlyFans industry would eventually find love, or do you think they'll struggle with this type of thing?
I don't feel like I'm in the place to even give my opinion on that because I don't have any kids. I don't have major overhead. I don't know what it feels like to have OnlyFans be their only option to make quick money.
Scratch like, the kids part, but let's say older men, like my age.
No,
close to their 30s, you know, like like they say they subscribe to a certain girl and they think, you know, they're like, oh, she's pretty. I'm gonna message her and DM her and see if I can get her phone number or something, you know.
Okay. I think I misread your question because I was gonna say
no. So like
I can't judge.
No. So I'm saying like say like, you know, you like okay, say for instance like Jans has a friend that's in OnlyFans, right?
Okay.
And he wants to see how like if she's serious or not, you know.
Right.
But because he knows that she has OnlyFans, he knows that all these other men are seeing this girl's body. They already know she's not pure. She's obviously done a lot of dirty things to herself and probably with other men. Do you think that stuff like that can cause an issue with trying to build a relationship or probably get married, have kids of themselves in the future? Because I know some women say like they'll regret it in the future, but at the moment they see it as either a business mindset or some people see it as I'm just making fucking money, you know?
Right. And I mean, like, again, I can't speak for all women, but I just feel like
well, I guess
you know what you're doing in the time that you're doing it, and sometimes a woman needs a king to kind of step out and be like, okay, like, you know, I get this is how you make money, but I can also provide for you. Like, you don't have to do OnlyFans anymore. Just come with me. You know, you can, if you want to start a business or do whatever that you want to do, you know, I'll help you and we can support each other. Like, sometimes a woman just needs a man to come in, to step in and be a king, you know. And just,
what if she doesn't want to stop OnlyFans?
If she doesn't want to stop OnlyFans, that has to be something that her partner is okay with her doing. I mean, once her partner's cool with it and she's cool with it, and I mean, that's just going to be their household. I can't judge someone else's household. I mean, look, I'm not even going to go into transgenders, but we have so many different type of households, you know? It's 2024. Like,
do you ever wonder if like OnlyFans girls could have an easier in for fashion modeling, or do you think they'll have a more difficult time getting into that?
Transgender?
No, like fashion, like OnlyFans models.
Oh,
OnlyFans girls. Right. No.
Okay. OnlyFans models, is it easy for them to get into the fashion industry?
Or would it be more
I don't think it makes
difficult?
I get what you mean.
You know?
So I don't think it's necessarily easier or harder. Again, it may go back to the fact of, do they have a crowd? You know, do they have an audience who my brand could possibly scale once I book them as a model? You know,
so there may be a possibility, because you already
if they're
know,
like a big,
you know, OnlyFans are gonna have like
but think of it like
thousands
this:
of followers.
if you know she has an OnlyFans audience, and my brand is for women, and I know that a lot of women probably don't follow her. You know, as being a brand, I wouldn't want to book her. You know, but a brand that deals with a lot of men's clothes, men perfume, or unisex things, you know, they would probably want that model because they know their audience. So
nice.
It just depends on the brand's marketing strategy.
Well, I just want to let everybody know that starting today, I will be starting my own OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, this is a little laugh on joke that me and Jules have been going on.
He already knows.
But
I'm not fully against OnlyFans, but there's a line.
I do have to say it depends on the type of content that you put out for OnlyFans, because I do have a friend that I've told you about, and she does have OnlyFans, but she doesn't post nudity photos, but she likes to do like those little tasteful photos, boudoir stuff like that. Like I feel tasteful. Like nothing's wrong with that until there's a point where you start showing a nipple.
Because
as soon as you show a titty or you show a little bit of your downstairs, I think that's where the distant of what you're trying to do can be a little extensive in a way. Like you're kind of trying too hard. I can say for me,
people make their money that way too. So.
I can just say for me personally, I could not date someone that's an OnlyFans. I don't find that attractive. I mean, obviously there's a lot of attractive women out there that are doing it, but doesn't mean they could be faithful. Right. You know, you can be in a relationship with an OnlyFans girl.
But I disagree.
You think so?
I do. Because not every OnlyFans girl mess with or have sexual interactions with their clients.
Well, not clients,
virtually.
Not clients, but they have sexual interactions with other OnlyFans people. They collab with them.
Well, that's... Oh, well, yeah.
See?
They do collabs on there.
You see? Those are the tricky parts. Because, like, it's the same thing with dating someone that's in the adult industry in general. Because they're obviously doing things. They're having sex with these other coworkers of theirs. Right. I guess it's called coworkers. I don't know. Right. But they're having sex with these other people, but you're in a relationship with someone that's in that. Like, wouldn't that make you feel a certain way? Like you would. Yeah. Like,
and again, like I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling that way or anything, but there are women who are there that have to provide, and they feel like that is just a way to make quick money. You know, while they're probably doing their 9 to 5. You know, like it's hard times right now. So hey, listen, I get how someone's quick to jump on OnlyFans.
I get that it's hard times, but like at the same time, I also see it as like it's kind of an advantage in a way, because you see more women doing it because it's easier for women. Yeah. Men, on the other hand, like you can't see me or you can't see Jans doing OnlyFans because we would probably not even get like 2 followers, you know, because obviously you have to be a very attractive person regardless. So like I know for me, like either way, like if I were to have been in a relationship with someone OnlyFans, I would honestly feel very insecure about it, because you know you're seeing your significant other give their body away, not give it away, but expose it to other people around the world, or you see that they're doing these private messaging to other people, and it just feels horrible. So I have nothing against anyone that's doing OnlyFans. If you do OnlyFans, that is totally up to you. I'm just speaking on my opinion. I know Jules is speaking on her opinion about it, but I feel like there are cleaner ways, more modest ways of making money out here. And I get it that we're all struggling. Just, I don't know. I don't want to say fight dignity, because that's kind of horrible to say in a way. But at the same time, I mean, you kind of have to, you know. But all right, let's get off of the OnlyFans, because I know we've been talking about that for a while. Yeah. So going back to Roses from Concrete, Sharitha Davis. Okay. So I know you've been working with her for a while.
Yeah.
And she's been how long? I guess how long have you met Sharita, and when was the first time you remember meeting her?
So I've known Sharita for 2 years, going on 3 years. I want to say this is our third year knowing each other. I met her from the Rick Rhodes event.
Oh, really? That's how you met?
Yeah, because she had the appreciation party for all the models.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, for all the models.
I was late for that.
And that's just kind of how we all connected, and that's how
Nice.
I built my relationship with her. I saw what she did, and I was like, wow, like
Did
you
she
did this
did
from
she ever
this, and I'm like, huh.
Did she ever like bring up in the beginning like, oh, I used to model this and that, and like
No. So
what
in
made
the
you
beginning,
what made you gravitate towards her then?
I don't know. Like, again, I had just saw her from a distance, seeing her work, hearing her talk. I was like, I want to speak like that. I want to have power when I enter a room like that. And so, yeah. And so.
You want to know how to have power?
What?
You need the Infinity Stones.
All of them? The entire gauntlet?
Yes. And then just the one snap. Jans is over here just laughing on the side like, wow. What a bunch of nerds.
No. Okay. So wait. After the appreciation party, I came up to Sharita and I was like, "Hi, my name is Jules." Da da da. And we kind of introduced each other, to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had decided to set a time to meet up, and we went to this sushi spot. And that's when she told me, well, I had told her that I wanted to work with her. I told her how I was a model and I wanted to scale, and I knew that she was really good with like organizing things. And
nice.
She was and she was like, okay. She was like we can do it,
Oh.
but I have to tell you, it's my first time. It's gonna be a trial and error thing. And I said, that's fine. I said, I am at the stage where I can trial and error.
Was there a lot of trials and errors?
Heck yeah. Yes. A lot
At least she
of
admitted it,
trials,
ladies and gentlemen.
more trials and we'll sees, and then it ended up being successful than errors. I could say that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'm just so thankful that she was willing to give it a try, even though she wasn't even sure with herself. She was still like, we're gonna see. Like,
that's good. That's good.
And yeah, we've been.
I gotta say,
since.
for me, it was honestly very shocking when I got to meet and work with Sharita, because, like I said before, ideally that video, that career clinic, I think it was originally Mikey's video that he was supposed to do. And then Mikey decided he didn't want to end up doing it anymore. So he said, hey, Danny, you want to edit this video for me? I'll pay you a little extra. I said, sure, why not? And this was at the time we were both sharing the one studio, MJ Studios, with Jonathan. And she came over. And for me, like, I'm not used to obviously editing with another person behind my back. It's weird. But with Sharita, I kind of like, I was like, okay, I'll play along and everything. And we did pretty good. I got to hear what she wanted and understand her a bit better. So it was good from then. And like, even after that, like, our fate has been set. We've been all working together. We've been traveling, doing different things, going to Miami.
Yeah.
Just doing all these fun content and all this fun stuff. We had a documentary that we started filming for a really deep awareness film that never got to go out, but there were a lot of behind the scenes conflicts.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, there might be some stuff coming in the future again with them. And when that time comes, then I'll let you guys know. I am working on my own film, so just also keep in mind as well as I'm going to start doing my thing. And I know I keep saying this every time, but I know that 2024 is going to be legit this time because I have things in works. I'm working with other filmmakers out here, which is exciting.
Yes.
I know Sharita is going to be opening up. I don't want to say a whole lot, but she wants to do her own short films event or film festival out here, just to help all the other filmmakers out here that either don't have a chance to get into these film festivals, or just to be able to not the film festival. Because I know you have to be, I wanted to just say it, you probably have to be a rich white person to be in these films, in these film festivals, and make a name for yourself, So I'm kind of glad to see that they're letting different skilled filmmakers or videographers to experience different, just experience the chance to to show their skills and their craft. So I'm very grateful to meet you, Sharitha. It's been awesome. And I'm always going to be grateful to see how we grow and see where we come from here, especially with you. I'm always very much grateful to have you in my life, and we get to learn, get better together, teach each other a lot, which is fun.
It is.
Which
there's something.
I want to lead into the next conversation that it is, and it's actually how we started our relationship. So last year on June 8th, July 8th, I'm sorry. Please excuse me.
If y'all don't see him in the next podcast, you know what happened. July
8th of 2023, Jules Nesby got to participate in the Miss Africana pageant show. You want to talk a little bit about what the Miss Africana pageant is?
That is so funny that you say the Miss Africana, because that means that I did my part and I established who Miss Africana is. So I was a part of the Miss African Roots pageant in 2023, and it's basically a chance for the whole African diaspora to come together and kind of have a friendly competition for the crown Miss African Roots. I did not win. In the end, but the young lady who won, I am so happy for her. And I did win Miss Africana. And with that, I had to establish who Miss Africana is and what I'm going to do with that platform or with her. So I brought it to Fort Myers, Florida, and ever since then, I've been going out to different events, speaking to different people to establish the name, as well as to highlight the fact that Miss Africana is going to bring in the etiquette to Fort Myers, Florida, and highlight the poise of the African diaspora, because a lot of the time people see brown girls and they just don't expect that etiquette. They don't expect them to speak well. They don't expect them to eat with their fork. It's just not expected. And it's really sad to say, but that is the truth, especially coming from not the best background, So I just wanted to be that person in the Dunbar community and in the Fort Myers or Southwest Florida community to highlight, our beauty and our poise.
So was that the first pageant show you've been in?
Yes, that was the first pageant I've ever done.
Are you wanting to do more in the future?
No, I did one in high school, but did not win that one either. This is the first one. Yes, this is the first one
like
where
a first
I won
major?
a title. Yeah, I won a title. The one I did in high school, I didn't win anything. I was just like, you lost, get off the stage, boo. Take some pictures, that was it.
Boo, you
But
suck.
the girl that did one was like really popular in the school. Like, it was just like, all right, like, obviously,
makes sense.
We know who's loved here. We know
it's always the
who paid
popular schoolgirls.
The judges, no, but
seriously.
Oh my gosh.
So
but yeah,
I know because I remember when I went to the pageant show with you, there were obviously different African countries that were representing for Miss Africana. You were Miss USA.
Yes. I was Miss USA. So Miss African Roots, again, like, it just brings the entire African diaspora. Like, it brought in Nigeria, Haiti, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago.
And those were really crazy. Like, seeing from really cool. The fire dancing to you guys amazing. Doing like your choreography dances. Like, how did that feel? Because you danced with a big flag. You were doing violining. Like, how was that, like, doing that in front of a crowd of people? Yeah,
it was very timid at first because I saw them, and obviously to see someone who is not necessarily a part of your culture, but like share the same culture as you, or you're not as familiar with it. Again, I'm from the United States. I'm African American. So I'm not around the African culture as much. I know about African American history and what I've learned in school, but my mom's not African, she doesn't know much about the culture. So to be a part of the pageant, I was able to experience their culture, and I was like, oh my goodness. When I saw the talents, I was like, yeah.
So you're more
shut
like
it down.
You're more like descendants of probably your ancestors that could have been maybe from Africa or somewhere maybe.
No, my ancestors are definitely from Africa. That's
Nice.
100% sure.
Do you know who the last
Africa and America? So I'm Native American and African American.
Do you know how far back in your family's history that, let's say, probably the last family member that was, I guess, originally from Africa?
That came on the boat?
Or I don't know, that just traveled. I don't know. Like, did you ever learn like who in your family was the one that originally came from Africa? Like, was it your grandmother, great grandfather, or something?
No, I just know who was Native American, but I don't know who was.
You're also
African.
Native American.
Yes.
So if a Native American pageant comes up, you're auditioning.
The Native American pageant?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that though.
I mean, they may have.
But
I don't know if they'll have them or not.
Yeah, I don't think they would accept me either, just because I don't know what tribe I came from. I don't know what tribe she was a part of. I know her name was Goldie, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh. I don't know what tribe she was a part of. But yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's my great grandmother. She was Native American.
So, do you ever feel like pageantry is like a different type of
world than modeling?
World than modeling, because I'm assuming pageants, you have to be a lot more modest. You're a lot more,
not necessarily modest, but more
what's
put
the
together,
difference?
ready for the camera, 24/7 type thing, and you have to be able to speak like you're judged. Literally judged.
Because I know with fashion,
how you act is literally
with fashion shows, you're literally just you're a face.
Yeah.
You have a body.
Yeah.
You're wearing clothes.
Yes.
You're walking.
And that's it. You're paid. Bye.
But in pageantry, you're supposed to know. You're supposed to have a voice. You have to obviously show that you're willing to make a change within whether if it's within the world or within your community. So you're actually more of a sophisticated person in a way.
Yes.
Like you're wanting to
a type of idol.
Yes.
Yes.
You have
to.
So do you like that more?
I do. I do, because when I was modeling, like 100% modeling, I didn't have a voice. Like you said, it was put the clothes on, go down the runway, put the clothes down,
because you have to take pictures. It's just the face and the body they see.
Yeah. And of course, like, I was pleasant to work with. I didn't give anyone a hard time, so they were like, I want you back, or I enjoy your personality. But that was pretty much it as far as personality. And I feel like being able to, to hold the title Miss Africana, it gave me the opportunity to speak and to learn more about myself as I'm speaking to people, and it just opened me up in a different way.
So if you were to suggest something for like the younger next generation of women, would you, and they asked you like what would be a better career or I guess experience choice to take, whether if it's fashion runway or pageantry, which one would you tell them?
If you are going to college and you are looking to major in something outside of business, or if you want to start a business as a model, then do modeling. Like if you're going to school to be a teacher, I would say do modeling. If you're going to school as a psychologist, do modeling. But you could do pageantry as well. But I'm saying, like, just because you're going to have something else that you're doing that allows you to grow and speak and interact with people outside of just being an image, as a model, that's why I say, do that and model. But if you're going to be a part of pageants and such, yes, you have to have some type of knowledgeable background and things. Obviously you could go to school, but you have to be ready to speak to people. You have to know your self-worth for either one. But yeah, it just depends on who you want to be, how much you want to be seen, how much you want to be in the public,
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know since you said speaking of people, with you now accepting the Miss Africana crown, you mentioned that you're starting your own thing, like your etiquette classes.
Yes.
You wanting to teach more on how to, was it be proper in a way, or I guess be more businesswoman? Is that the right?
Well, something like that, but being more, what is the word? So like, I'm trying to think of the word.
It's okay.
Not appealing, but like
proper.
Not proper, but
modest.
Like, when you enter a room, right, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like having the elegance and poise, literally.
Okay.
That's it. Having the elegance and poise when you enter certain rooms.
And poise? What's poise?
Poise is how you hold yourself. It's like a radiance almost. Like you kind of give off a grace. It's kind of like grace. So how you hold yourself. Are you sitting up straight? Are you slouching?
Kind of like being like a princess, putting the books over your head and everything. Are you going to be doing that?
No,
you going to just have them walk with the modest?
I don't want to do that, but I mean, that is a good tool, a good tip, a good way to teach it, a teaching strategy, but...
So within your etiquette class, I know you probably don't want to say a lot about it, but what are you looking to do within your etiquette classes?
Yes, so I'm looking to reach out to the youth, like I said, to influence that youth development, to incorporate the etiquette, and with that, it's just making sure you know how to enter a room, how to speak and greet, how to introduce yourself, nice. How to act in a certain occasion, what to wear in certain occasions, so things like that.
Is this going to be more of like a group class, a one-on-one class, or one-on-one teaching?
Yes.
Are you going to be like following your students to these places to watch them act a certain way, or are you just gonna trust that they learn everything as much as they can from you and then they just fly off butterfly do their own thing?
In the classes, they'll have obviously the class. I want to have activities where they're able to put their learning to the test, but the Miss Africana pageant is what I hope my students will be involved in after they've obviously finished the etiquette course. So nice. The Africana pageant is going to focus on the older kids. It's going to give the girls an opportunity to showcase all they learned, as well as show how they can be a gem to society, and an asset to society.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I like that. Yeah. Well, that is exciting. What else did you say you wanted to do other than the etiquette class? There was something else you wanted to do. Well, yeah, I know you said you want to be more involved in your community. Like you said, you've been involved with meeting different high, pretty well-known people here in Fort Myers. Like you got to meet the mayor. You got to talk to him. You're also looking to meet with other pageant winners, bigger pageant winners, maybe even get to understand them. And then you said within the next 2 years that once the Miss African Roots comes back, that you will be passing on the crown for the next Miss Africana. Is there any plans between that you're hoping to, I guess, add, I don't know what would be the best way to say it. Like, are you wanting to, is this something that you're wanting to be more involved with yourself, or are you just going to be like, the background, like, oh, I was last 2 years, here you go?
Oh God, no. Miss African Roots was a pageant that I learned about Miss Africana. I was given the sash Miss Africana. That wasn't the main title. With that, it was almost like a gift for me to take it, bring it to my community, make it my own. So Miss Africana is going to be a new pageant here in 2025. So here, Southwest Florida, based in Fort Myers, Florida.
Nice.
Yes. So it's like, again, it's going to be an opportunity for the girls to come out, show that etiquette, show that poise, show how they can be an asset to society or to our community. But no, it's going to be a new pageant. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm not going back to Miss African Roots. I'm not doing that pageant again. I'm starting my own pageant here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you wanting to talk a bit about that, or is that something you wanted to wait a bit?
No. In 2025, I'm holding the Miss Africana pageant.
And you're going to host it, run it yourself and everything?
I'm the founder, me and Sharitha. So
nice.
Sharitha, is a facilitator. So she's going to help me construct it. And I will be the founder of Miss Africana.
That's
right
exciting.
Now, just establishing what Miss Africana will do when I pass down the crown.
That is good.
What would be expected of them.
Because I'm sure you have to make a big old speech on explaining what the Miss African Roots is.
Of course, but the girls will know. The girl who wins Miss Africana will know.
Are you excited about it?
Absolutely.
Because this will be your first pageant that you're running.
Yeah,
and you
running,
said
no, I'm passing on.
Well,
the
yeah,
crown.
like you're
I'm
hosting
it.
But the African Roots though was your first pageant though.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have that experience enough to understand how it is to host a pageant, or I guess be the founder of a pageant? Or
well, it's not about knowing everything; it's about who you know. it's about building a team, and it's about doing what you have to do to make it happen.
Okay.
So,
Nice. I like that. Well, we are excited. Hopefully the next generation that is very interested in becoming the Miss Africana would love to participate. Now, is there any specific, is it like narrowing down, is it just for obviously again the African women, or is it more diverse?
Well, what is African diaspora? Do you know what that means?
I know the African part, not the diaspora part, but
So diaspora is to be a whole, so to come from an origin. So the African diaspora, it's anyone who stems from any type of African root.
Okay,
yes.
so
So you can be white and have a great granddaddy somewhere who was in the fields.
that would be kind of interesting,
you know. But like, if you know about him because all the stories and such, but your skin shows that you're not, African, but from maybe, Ancestry.com, that you have someone in your past that was African. You're allowed to join the pageant. I'm not stopping anyone from joining just because of how they look. It's where you stem from.
What's a benefit?
What you're looking to do for us now.
What's like a benefit, or I guess an easy way for? I mean, I know it's not a competition, but like, what's the best way for, I guess, a contestant to have a better advantage of winning the Miss Africana? Like, is it
to winning Miss Africana?
Is it kind of like the knowledge of your history, or is it literally just straight skills? Is it beauty?
Yeah, it's your appearance, it's your heart, it's your aura, like just something that someone's able to communicate and understand without you even speaking. Like you can see them and you're like, oh yeah, like they just have a good vibe to them, and they also show that they're very respectful of the people they're around, and they show that etiquette. So yeah,
nice. That's nice.
It's about what someone brings and holds.
Well, that's good. Well, 2026, ladies, make sure you guys are 2025. My bad. Forgot we're in the next year now. That was last year. 2025, ladies, make sure you guys are ready and be ready. Yeah. Talk to Jules here, and she will get you guys all information ready. Absolutely. If you're interested in her etiquette classes, make sure you let her know soon, because we'll be working on some stuff. Yes. I know you said you wanted to do you like doing like the one-on-one classes, and I know before we even talked privately about wanting to do like online courses.
Yes.
So then you can reach women, or maybe even young men, probably like from across the world. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're still interested in doing, or do you still like the one-on-one person?
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm interested in. I just like to focus on one thing at a time, just so that I make sure, I get it done. So I've been focusing on the younger girls, trying to build a group of girls to, teach. So
nice. So is that the only entrepreneur business that you're looking to create, or is there other type of businesses that you're wanting to do?
Yes, still modeling. Modeling is a business in itself, so I know UGC is kind of trending right now. So, creating content for brands, basically giving them a review on their products. So that's another business in itself. Other than that, I'm also dabbling into sync licensing. So, creating music for films and video games and
radio.
Movies. So anything.
Was that something that you've always saw that you could do, or was this something kind of new for you?
This is something kind of new, and I can say that you introduced me to it after taking me to the studio and introducing me to Kev.
Shout out to Kev Speaks Truth from Speak Your Truth Records.
He is a goat.
Which, stay tuned, because I'm going to be having him on the next episode. We tried recording him last time, but we had a technical difficulty last time. Not naming names, but we will have him back. So just stay tuned, because he will be on this passion project. But that's exciting. I'm really happy for you.
I'm not going too crazy with that, because I don't want to be a famous artist. I just want to. You just want to
be the person behind them, kind of writing out the words and I mean, that makes sense because you just want that money, you know. You're not looking for the fame.
It's more than just the money. Like, I really enjoy writing.
Well, yeah, but you're not trying to do it to get in front of people. You wanted to stay behind still. So
yes,
obviously
it's using one of my gifts to make income.
Yes, so
not
making money.
Throwing it, not throwing it away. It's utilizing the talents, I guess you could say I have. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited. What time do we have left right now?
We have 1:11.
1:11? Wait, an hour?
No, 1 minute 11 seconds.
We have to stop talking.
Well, what time are we at?
1:11. 1 hour 11.
Wait, are you serious? We're already at an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Didn't realize we talked that long. All right, well, we'll start wrapping this up pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll go on a date now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. We love to talk.
Your ear off.
So,
still learning about each other.
Let's wrap it up with a couple more really quick because I know I still want to get a lot more from you. And this is something that I actually had you figure out earlier, but I want to know what were the worst and what was the best advice that you were given?
Oh, goodness.
Whether it's back when you were first modeling or probably something previous recently. Mm-hmm. So anything that you had the worst or the best advice?
Yes, I'll start with the worst. The worst advice was you're not going to make money off of modeling. I think that was the worst advice because you're not going to make money. It's going to be hard to make money, or it's going to be hard initially, or you have to work for it, you know, so.
Unless you're doing OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you do OnlyFans, do it tastefully, please.
Tastefully.
Do boudoir shoots.
Don't spoil your body too quickly.
Close your legs.
Feet
You don't
pics.
have to spread your legs. You don't have to spread your legs to be sexy.
Mm-mm.
Like, you don't. Like, it's just about creating angles, certain outfits that complement your body, whether it's form-fitting. I mean, yeah, you don't have to.
Nice.
Your legs.
Okay.
But the best advice has to come from my mom. She always told me growing up, set yourself up for success. So whatever it is that you're going to do, make sure you have a plan. And if that plan doesn't work out, have another plan behind that. So
that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And moms are the best. So we are all grateful for our moms. Our moms have all been there for us. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right. So now, what would you say would be your next 5-year plan?
Oh, goodness gracious.
This would be like what? You would be turning 25, 26? 26. So
in 5 years, I would be 26. I hope to have my Jesus. I hope to have my pageant established. It'll be the third year, going into the third year that we would be having the pageant.
Nice.
Where I don't have to be as much involved. I mean, of course involved, but like, you know, just like full blown involved. And that may come over time. Mm-hmm. I won't have to do that, but yeah, I hope that it'll be able to run smoothly. I'll have more girls involved. It'll be more recognized out of Florida, you know. So
like
I'll have to do the work on
move
that.
Or to just travel?
No. Just like known, you know. So
okay, like you want the people from
Florida,
other states.
People from every state knows Miss Florida or
well, of course.
Mrs. Florida,
I mean,
whatever.
That's the whole state.
Right.
Like that
That's
makes
how
difference.
I want Miss Africana to be.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nice.
Yep. So
is that it? Anything else?
So that, as far as the pageant, my etiquette school should be running smoothly as well. I wanted to get included, or I wanted to be included into the students' curriculum in schools. So I have to figure out how to do that. But, you know, having some sort of elective or after-school activity in the schools where they can learn some etiquette. I hope to establish or have a set plan of the events I'm going to have throughout the year. Like, for example, in March 23rd, I'll be having a vision board party. So events like that to push that self-empowerment, you know, set people up for success. Because if you don't know that, then, you know, it's hard to learn it yourself as you go along.
And it's good to have a good mindset of what you want your future to be.
Yes.
Rather than just living each day, not expecting, like if you pre-plan and pre-vision what you want your life to look like, you know, you can, I guess I'm not going to use the word manifest anymore because we're not manifesting as much, but you're putting that into fruition. Like you're seeing yourself in this spot. So if you keep working and doing the things that you can see yourself doing, it can lead you to that path.
Right. And having a clear understanding of how to get to that point.
Yes.
Right, so.
That's cool. Anything else?
Next 5 years, I don't know if I'll be married. We'll have to ask someone that. But if I am married, then I'll be having my wedding in 5 years.
Oh, we might have to find out. Who knows? Maybe the best man might end up being in that room too.
Oh my gosh.
And some funny context too. Before me and Jules were together, me and Jans would usually hang out a lot. This was when I was single. We would hang out a lot. And back when Jules was actually doing my hair, she used to braid my hair. We would come over a lot, and Jans would always like kind of hype me up a bit, because I always like to talk about Jules, saying how she's beautiful and I was like she's amazing. And yeah, we got to this point where we're together, and Jans has been coming over a lot more, hanging out with us. So it's been really good, Any ladies out there that are looking for a good strong man over here that loves to work, Jans Cruz, man. Yeah. His Instagram is jcloud. Is it just jcloud? 84 _64 jcloud _64. Check him out if you guys are interested. He's on our Weird Friends podcast, so you can see how he is. He's a very funny guy. So again, I'm really grateful for you to finally do this with me. I know this took us a long time to do. I know it's gonna take me a little while to edit all this, but hopefully everything will be a lot easier. But I'm glad we did this, because I know I've told myself that, whether what happens in the next few years, we can always look back at this, at the memories we've done, this conversation that we get to have, because we look at ourselves saying, are we putting what we're saying into action? Are we actually doing what we're doing, or are we still doing the same thing over and over? So, hopefully down the road, if we're still together by then, that'd be great. That's awesome. And I hope to look at you and say, Jules, did you take action? And that's what we're hoping for. So, thank you, guys.
I was going to say, Jules, will you marry me?
Oh.
That's crazy. He fooled me.
Guys, let me just say, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's start wrapping this up. Now, is there any last promotions you would like to say?
Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you all enjoyed this podcast. My name is Jules Nesby. You can follow me on YouTube at The Natural Side. Also on Instagram at TikTok. But
do you want to say a little bit what your YouTube channel is? What's about?
So The Natural Side highlights the natural beauty that we all have, the self-empowerment that we all need, and anyone who is looking to get into modeling, I also share some modeling tips on there as well. So it's just keeping up with who I am, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, again, you guys can follow her. I will add her description, everything down in the description below. If you guys enjoy this episode of the podcast, you can follow the Passion Project on Instagram. It is the Passion. Oh God, I almost forgot it. Passion Doers for Instagram. I do not have a Facebook account, but if you subscribe to me now, you would be a super G. I'd appreciate it. Bring big support, and hopefully down the road again, I will be creating a Patreon for the Passion Project, so then you guys can get a little bit more behind the scenes, and maybe I can do some fun stuff down the road, and just keep having this going, and hopefully get a good funding for this, because then I can invest a lot back into the podcast. I can be able to bring a lot of very talented individuals on this podcast to have a really good discussion, because like I said, even for me, I'm always looking to grow. I'm always looking to build my socializing skills, and just kind of just learn to be a better person myself, and understand how other people think, how other people live their lives, and just give a lot of shine onto them, which they deserve. So thank you guys for watching the Passion Project. My name is Daniel. Thank you. And again, if you haven't seen the Weird Friends podcast, make sure you check us out with me and Jans. It is a Weird Friends official Weird Friends Podcast Official on Instagram, I believe. All that will be in the bottom description. So check it out. And let me know who you guys would like to see on the next episode. Maybe I'll bring back another artist. Maybe I'll bring another business person. Maybe a photographer, a videographer. Who knows? We'll find out. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I had to do that just because of you.
Of course you did.